Gemini4D, motherfucker D.
Gemini is symbolized by the twin, because Gemini people have a dual nature. Gemini, two different people. Gemini, two different people.
Tell me you want to love me. Tell me love me. You want to love me. Oh, we shall love so we shall love too powerful. We shall love so we shall love too powerful. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Gemini4D, motherfucker D. Gemini4D, motherfucking D. Gemini4D, motherfucking D. Gemini.
What up? What up? What up? What up, everybody? Thank you for being here. All right, so this was Beat Night 1. Beat Night 1. A lot of people have helped us to get to here. I'm going to bring in my guy right here. Everybody, introduce you, Gemini4D. What's up, my guy? How are you?
What's up, Will? How you doing, man?
I'm real good. I'm real
That's
good.
good. That's good.
Thank you for being here, bro. I thought we would take a second, man, and just have a chat. Looks like we had a couple people out here watching the
Yeah.
feed, and you had some nice beats going there. I'm gonna get rid of one of these feeds for us so we can just have a side by side here. But bro, thank you so much for doing that, for blessing us with the beats. Appreciate this very much.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. So this was cool for me. What up to Gamma and Rhythmic Design? What's up to? There's some Facebook people. It just says Facebook user, so I can't exactly see who it is. But thank you for being here. I see we got some people in here, so yeah.
Thank everybody for coming in. You know, one of the cameras went down and the chat went away, so I can't see who's in here, and it wouldn't let me chat with them either. But thanks to everybody for coming through and listening. Appreciate it.
Very, very much. We appreciate it very much. I was trying to kind of. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard when you have no backdoor communication, but we're trying to figure this out. We're trying to figure this out on the fly, and I don't know, man. That was great.
Right.
You put together some nice beats for the night, and yeah, man, you did a great job. So if you want to give the people a little backstory info on Gemini4D, I would love to pick your brain for a minute, my friend. Could we do that?
All right.
Is that on the table? Is that an option?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right. So let's find out, Gemini. Where does Gemini come from? What side of this planet, or is it in this universe at all? Where do you come from?
Well, born and raised in Pomona, California. So California all the time, all my life. I live in the IE, Inland Empire. Been working on music for a while. I'm going to say over 30 years.
Okay.
Making beats and whatnot.
Yep.
Who got me turned on to actually making beats, actually trying to make beats, would be Pete Rock. Just watching him on the MPC 2000 XL when he was showing how he makes chops and how he chops samples up was super interesting to me. So that's what basically got me into just doing music and whatnot, actually trying to make beats. When I was in high school, I used to DJ like school events and whatnot with a group of like-minded individuals. And just been in love with music ever since. It's my therapy.
Oh man, you and me both. So was it a young Gemini, or did we have another name back then?
It was always Gemini.
It's always Gemini?
It was Gemini in high school. I had a sweatsuit with Gemini down the side and on the back, and also everybody's known me for Gemini. Of course, I changed my name as I was doing music and always went back to Gemini.
What is it from? Where does the name Gemini come from?
That's my zodiac sign.
Okay, that's simple.
Yeah.
With that.
That's simple.
Yeah.
That's
simple. So from California, I think that your music actually kind of lends itself to that. Like if I had to peg you from where you're from just by the sound of the music that you make, I would definitely say it's got a West Coast vibe to it, so I think you represent that, man. I think you represent it well. So I know, and I see you go with it. So
I try to.
Yeah.
West Side for life.
Absolutely, man. I respect that a lot. Yeah. Oh, and to the chat, what's up, 18th Dynasty? And yes, B Withers, we're seeing you now. So thank you for being here. So yeah, if anybody has any questions for Gemini, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and I'll make sure to pull them up. I'm going to go ahead and just give a little shout out here. We got a couple of our brothers in here, so it's good to see people out here. Let's see. Oh, he says you're the Gemini wearing the Scorpio hat. Yeah.
Griselda, big Griselda.
Okay, let me see. Do I have a double feed going on here?
Yeah, that's that Benny the Butcher. Griselda.
And let's see. All right, yeah, guys, let me know. So, all right. The other thing I was going to ask you is, now you're a machine guy. A lot of people are into people's workflow and whatnot, you know, like what type of equipment people use and stuff like that. Are you one of those guys that has a preference? I mean, you said therapy, so for me, it's kind of the same, and I don't care where I get my music and how I make it. Is it similar for you?
Yeah, I'll sample from vinyl, from YouTube, TV shows.
Use too. Are you specific to the type of equipment that you want to use, or do you just use whatever you got?
I just use whatever I got.
And right now, it's machine.
It's machine now. Yeah, I'll try new things. I've been thinking about getting a MPC Live. I've been thinking about getting Ableton. It's just a matter of having the time to learn it.
This dude, I don't know anybody, man, that has as structured and your schedule, man, is something to behold. I'll say it's, you know, to do, and also to carve out the time to do this. Like, bro, props to you, man. Like, I mean, we made it work, and
right.
You know, I think that you're one of the hardest working people that I know. You know, you work 7 days a week, bro. So
yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Exactly right.
Doing this is my outlet from all that work.
Right. Yeah, and you know, Gemini, if you can't tell, extremely humble. But you can find some of his content on his Instagram, and I will be putting a link to his Instagram in the description. And soon, you'll be able to find some other stuff on the StreamEraLabs.com site. We'll have something there, something special there pretty soon. So keep a lookout for that, guys. It'd be a good time. So
I've also been working on a project with Dun Gems.
Okay.
Or excuse me, with Dunsworth. We're called Dun Gems. I'm one part of Dun Gems. Okay. We've been working on it for quite some time, but you know,
it's in the process. It's in the process.
That's right. It's in the process.
Are we scheduling any like time, hoping for a release? Just time?
No. Hopefully before the end of the year, but no date right now.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll be able to find that one somewhere along the lines. Maybe we can get some music on the site from you guys. That'd be awesome. So yeah, hey, we'll work all that out. But yeah. So what up, Big Will? Appreciate it. So I know that you are like a vinyl connoisseur. I mean, I've seen some of this stuff. I mean, from my point of view, from my limited knowledge, like you get on eBay, you find stuff, you you go digging, you love just to find new and interesting things. You've helped me a lot with. I didn't even know how to read a vinyl until you taught me how to read a vinyl. Like nobody ever taught me like just to look at the rings and determine from looking at the rings where the good music might be. And so that's like valuable information. So
hey, that's what friends are for. That's what we're here for, to learn from each other, man.
Absolutely. So with vinyl, do you have like a way? This is something I would want to know is, do you have a particular way you choose a record? How does Gemini choose his records when he's out digging, like secondhand stuff?
Interesting covers. Anything that sparks my interest. Of course, if I've heard of an artist or heard some of their music, because when I grew up, I was sidekick with my pops, and he listened to so much music. So that's where I get my ear from.
Okay.
And if I know an artist that I like the song or it was interesting to me, then I'll just buy the vinyl and see what's on it, see if there's anything on it to sample. And if not, I know it's good listening.
That's a good point. I started buying vinyl left and right just recently, just because I enjoy that. I want to really figure that out. You know, I want to figure out how they used to do it before we had unlimited memory. You know,
Right.
you buy the stuff now to kind of restrict yourself.
Mhm.
So, I mean, do you miss those? Do you miss those days where it was a little less complicated to make music?
Well, you mean back in the day it was less complicated, or now?
Well,
I think now it's less complicated.
I guess technology makes it less complicated, but I think that with the technology, you have to learn it first.
I
So,
think it was more interesting back then because you had to find ways to get what you wanted.
right.
Now it's just readily available anywhere, but having 5-second sample time and having to work with that, it was interesting and fun.
Right.
And it's still fun, even though we have unlimited. But it was a lot of fun and interesting to find different ways to be creative with the music.
I almost think it's like you almost have to do that. I felt like my ear and stuff really did start to change when I started to make it more about restricting, whether it's just to a single sample, not using effects, not using plugins. I've never really been the type of person that could just sample something and only use that as the source material. So for me to do that, it's really feeling like I'm getting somewhere with the process of learning how to make boom bap. It's not instinctive for me. I just trying to figure it out with best of my abilities. But I think anybody that wants to learn the ways to do it, there's a lot of good content out there. Do you watch anybody on YouTube that is, I mean, there's some notable ones, but like any YouTube channels that you would recommend for people wanting to learn, how to make hip hop?
Um,
Very
I would.
This is very dope, dude.
Anyone out there that's doing instructions, I really can't name anybody right now. I watch a few people make their beats, but I don't watch them to learn what they're doing. I'd watch it to just enjoy them make their beats.
That's
the people in our crew,
right.
Lifted,
Right.
watching his videos, love them.
Right.
Listening to Gamma Pod's beats are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's super talented. Also, I need to give a shout out to Tajir and Computer Music Academy, because if it wasn't for Tajir and Computer Music Academy, you wouldn't know who I am. I would have never even tried to put a beat on social media because it's just not what I do. I like making the music because I love the music. I love the game. But as far as putting my music out there for other people to hear or trying to be famous or something, I'm famous enough.
Right. And exactly, and in that same spirit, shout out to DJ Widebody for getting in touch with me way back when I didn't know anybody, and having me be a part of his group. Just to meet new people was amazing. And so shout out to the Dirty Old Men.
Yes,
shout out
Dirty
to
Old Men. RTO Beats
and RTO. So yeah, shout out to everybody. Everybody's been a huge source of inspiration for me, and feel like I have something else, in my life that I can relate with other people too. So
exactly, I feel the same way.
I mean, all over the world, people. We got Student who's out in China. I mean, we've
Scratch
got
Magazine,
Scratch
Gadget.
Mag. Shout out to Gadget. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody is in this community, and we're all there. So, these, I guess you're right. You know, Lifted, by the way, shout out to Lifted Noise. He's episode number 2. So come back. We don't have a scheduled date yet, but give us a week or two. We'll have another one. We got a bunch of other dope dudes. Gamma Pods, Kane. We've got, oh my God, there's like 8 or 9 dudes. DJ Rugged.
Jelani Beats.
Jelani Beats. I'd love to get Jelani Beats in here. And then we've got, we got a few other dudes, Special Nobodies, JB Swift. I mean, these are all people that we all know, and that hopefully we get them in here. So, but once again, man, thanks a lot. Let me look again just to make sure there's no questions for you, because you can't see them, can you?
I can see him now. I loaded again. Shout out to 18th Dynasty.
Yeah, shout out to 18th Dynasty, who participated in the sample challenge about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So that was cool. Yeah.
18th Dynasty asked me who is my favorite producer on the West. Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre for sure.
Yeah. Dr. Dre. I mean, if you want to talk about somebody that gets better with age, that dude is still getting better.
Right.
And I watched something on him, I don't know, a while back, but he said he can count on 2 hands all the days he has not been in the studio in like 30 years.
Wow, that's dedication. Huh?
It's dedicated. It's OCD probably too. Yeah. So, man, I mean, is there anybody else? Shout out to Dunsworth. Absolutely. Shout out to, I'm just don't want to leave anybody out when you start shouting people out. But yeah, this is going to be.
Shout out to Mental to God.
Yeah, shout out to Mental.
Incredible MC.
And I think we pretty much, Phil, I want to give Phil a shout out too.
Shout out to Phil, yes.
Mr. Phil.
Mr. Behind the Scenes.
Mr. Behind the Scenes, Phil. All right, my man. Well, thank you very much for being here. I'll get
Thanks
you
for having me, man.
No problem. Please, give us a thumb so we know we're doing something right. And hopefully we'll see you guys in a week or two. And yeah, stay in touch. Leave a comment. All right, y'all. Peace, everybody.